welcome to the pitch of Discontent. I'm Owen.
And I am Paige.
And you are watching the weekly Roundup. It is episode 191.
Roundup.
Eventually, we will get to a point where we get a soundboard. And
I'm going to fuck that up.
And that's going to be a chaotic day for this podcast.
Yeah, I will have to toe the line between too much and not enough for sure. I mean, honestly,
Honey,
I could have a soundboard by tomorrow. I just am lazy and haven't.
You've never been able to toe that line.
No, I haven't. That's why I need you to help regulate me.
Yes.
The yin to my yang.
Indeed. It's the weekly Roundup. We're going to go through some alternative tunes over the past week.
We round them up and display them for you.
Yes. I've got some bangers this week. We've got some interesting things to discuss. But before we get into that, as we always do, we have some chit chat at the top of the show. Now, I've just got here, Paige, clip. What is the clip? What are you showing me? What am I displaying for our watchers and putting in audio for our listeners, I hope?
Yeah, we're going to credit the creator of it.
Okay. Is this a TikTok?
I just felt like it's a
short?
Okay, dude, let me answer the question. It is a TikTok.
An X.
Fuck you. So this is a TikTok, and it's piggybacking off of my statements last week about rage baiting and manufactured outrage.
Okay.
And the way that we've seen labels use it to market bands. Mm-hmm. Basically just giving everyone a heads up that, like, if you've never heard of a band outside of like, wow, this song sucks, chances are it's a marketing ploy. Anyway, this video is really funny because it's talking about one of the bands that I was referencing.
Yeah, okay. It's real good. And they've used like the fucked like Star Wars re-release that George Lucas like inserted like the South Park bit of like digitally putting in walkie-talkies back into like all of the original movies. He's like put like the CG Cantina band in like Jabba's Palace. Beautiful. Inspired choice, whoever clipped that together.
I hope you guys all like that. This is me essentially DMing you that clip because I can't do it.
I know that this was in the conversation of manufactured outrage. I just want to put on the record that I have manufactured joy from watching that
brought
content.
me manufactured joy. I also would like to say I saw, my co-worker Anthony Fantano having a lot of discussion.
Our esteemed colleague.
Yeah, we're definitely both going to the Christmas party. We're good friends. We hang out all the time.
Secret Santa.
Yeah. Don't tell him. Oh my
Sorry.
God. Anyway, I saw people say that specifically with that Lawrence song that he doesn't account for like skill and technical proficiency. And he like defended himself on the grounds of like, that's not all that matters in a song. Like you can be a good singer and it can still be a shit song.
Okay, every prog band
I want to say, and I'm so sorry, babe, I don't think that song's bad at all. Lawrence seems like a fine band. And also, I will never forgive Fantana for what he said about that Dance Gavin Dance album back in the day. Whoa. However, she's not singing safely in that part of that song. That note that she holds, that's very impressive, could get her like the fucking nodes that you get on your vocal cords. Like that's dangerous. So as for technical proficiency, also not very good. And that's all I'll say about that.
Well, thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention. I have some records that I would like to bring to everyone's attention. Came out last week.
On this show?
Yes.
That seems like an out of place
a bit much, maybe.
Thing to talk about. I just can't imagine what relevance it would hold.
Maybe we just stop it now then.
Yeah, let's turn it off.
So October's been a pretty crazy release month.
It's the month I was released into the world. So great launch month.
Good job, Carrie.
I've only seen good things. Thanks, Mum.
Catch and release. So I've got a couple of records to shout out that dropped last week, as well as a few that we're going to discuss in the feature album segment at the very end of the show, which you can watch on the Patreon, patreon.com/tpdpod. Hey, records I want to shout out. Trauma Ray have dropped their debut album. It's called Chameleon.
Oh.
This is really, really cool. Shoegaze, grunge, new gaze, revivalism, whatever the fuck you want to call
Who
it.
cares?
It's like heavy and rocky, but also dreamy and atmospheric. It's got some killer riffs, some
It's
killer
poppy,
hooks.
but it's also grunge. It's alternative, but mainstream.
It's all those things. It's sick. People should check that out. Another record that I want to shout out is the new one from Black Curse. This is a super group of sorts from a bunch of different metal bands. You've got Chemist, Primitive Man, bunch of other like bands, but this record is called Burning in Celestial Poison. And it's fucking grim and evil and
I do
dark.
that all the time.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Every time fucking, I don't know, Venus is in retrograde or some shit.
Yeah. If you've ever been scrolling through and you've
That
seen
was a good joke and he didn't give it enough air.
the Venus in retrograde,
I'm hilarious.
please regale me
Specifically
with
white
your
women,
star
but
sign.
still.
This is like for the girlies who are going goblin mode. This is the record for them.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
I don't know.
I'm a clean aesthetic girly. And this isn't the makeup I was wearing yesterday. What are you talking about?
Final one I want to shout out is the new one from Twitching Tongues. They've released a second volume in their Twitch Fits series.
Nice.
Which is basically where they dress up in Misfits cosplay and do Misfits covers for Halloween. It's fucking great. They're sounding so good, having lots of
Oh my
fun.
God, I got a hair in my eye. Hold on. Please continue.
Yes. It's great. If you want some spooky Halloween tunes, but you also want the punk and hardcore cred, listen to Twitch Fits. It's sick.
So Twitching Tongues?
Twitching Tongues is the band. They have released the second volume in their Misfits covers series.
Yeah.
And they
I'm
called it
following.
Twitch Fits.
All I can think of is fucking Tonguey from Kung Pao. That very racist early 2000s film.
Yeah. It was like 2002, 2003.
See, like I thought that film was funny, but not for any of the very racist shit, but just the silly noises that things would make. Like the tongue went yay, and that tickled my brain. And then when they fell down that giant waterfall, shh, and they were like, "I'm falling, we're falling, whale," and a whale also falls. Honestly, I know that we're cringe as millennials, but the whole random era of humor really got me. Like that's me in regards to the Venn diagram of what I find funny. That's like takes up a fair bit of the pie for sure.
Yeah, look, I was definitely guilty of that. I have very fond memories of like illegally downloading the first few series of Family Guy and chuckling and
That's so random.
chuckling to
The
myself.
irony being that like they did a Valley Girl bit on that show about random humor, and it's like, bitch, you created this. Sit down, Seth. Who do you think caused all of this nonsense?
All right, that's all the shout outs. That's your clip and rant section done. Should we get into the main show?
You know what really grinds my gears? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, let's
I'm
go.
not fucking green lizard from Mario.
You're supposed to do that in the second section.
Sorry.
Kicking off side A this week, we have a new track from Floridian metalcore band Not Enough Space. Have you heard of these guys before?
No.
Okay.
Not enough space?
Not Enough Space.
No, I don't think I have.
I found out about them through YouTube thumbnails. The hook being here that they have two vocalists, which is always like a thing for me. I remember back in the day seeing bands that had 2 vocalists was like a very specific vibe.
What, in a good way?
Like 2 front people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not just like someone on guitar also doing vocals, like 2 front people.
Yeah, for sure.
They're both women. And
Fuck yes.
And they're both fairly young women. They've got like a scene girl aesthetic going on with like lots of piercings and stuff. So like
raccoon.
Not quite, but I'm just saying that there is a visual aesthetic
Bring
hook
back the raccoon panel.
that goes on in like the YouTube thumbnails, and they know what they're doing. It hooks me in. I see that and I'm like,
All
yes,
right, you.
click.
I see this.
So on the new single, it's called Primitive. They have a little comment here where they say, we are excited to announce that we are dropping our newest single, Primitive. We've worked so hard on this song and hope that you all enjoy it. This is our first single in a year. We have a lot of amazing things coming behind the scenes that we can't wait to share with you. And then specifically, I have a quote from co-vocalist Lizzie Ratma, who says, Primitive is about feeling trapped in a toxic relationship with a significant other. Both parties feel that they cannot leave because they're holding on to memories and their false sense of hope that maybe one day things will get better.
Yo, also don't forget about trauma bonding. Like, it's actually not what people think it is. It's more akin to like Stockholm syndrome. Like, you're bonded to that person. You feel like I've been through this much with this person, so I owe it to them and that trauma to be with them. That's why people fucking stay in abusive relationships. It's like literally just like a broken part of your brain that's like, well, we got this far and you haven't gotten far. You're not far. Stop. You can get actually far in a healthy relationship.
Yes, indeed.
Believe me, babies.
Yes. Let's have a listen to the track, and then I want to get your thoughts on the backside. This is
I'll
not
give
enough.
my thoughts on your backside.
This is not enough space. Primitive.
Let's go.
Nostalgia is fun.
Oh, it's so fun. I really like the bit where she was like, oh, but I wish she was like, arf, arf. Like she made it metalcore again.
Fuck you.
Because then they go into a bleh right after. So it would have been beautiful.
It's like someone put together a checklist of like 2010s like metalcore tropes, and then they just like ticked right down the list. But,
and that's the only thing they left off is the good arf.
Yeah, but
although that is arf TM now, so
yes, correct. The song is catchy. It's heavy.
For sure.
It has all the bits. Utilizing 2 vocalists to their full like extent with like the cleans, the fucking heavy
just getting
vocals.
To like be in a band with your bestie and both be like lead vocals. My bestie doesn't sing, and she's robbed me of that experience as a result.
How dare you?
Oh my God, I'm a fashion designer. I know she's gonna watch this.
Yeah, I think it's dope. I'm excited for them to be signed to Thriller. I hope they're working on an EP or an album or something.
Yeah.
And keep making cool YouTube thumbnails.
Yeah, and cool music like this.
Yeah.
Definitely the priority of the 2. The thumbnails are good too, but music, weird guy.
Next up, we have another one from Nam/Melbourne hardcore outfit. Yep. The band is called Fever Shack. We featured them last month with the track Bullet Dodger.
We did.
Featuring Death Tax. They've come through with a new track. This one is called Wolf Tickets, and it features friend of the show, Beck Thorweston from Terminal Sleep.
The angel herself.
Now, I want to shout out the music video for this because I'm not sure who came up with the brief, but it rocks. They basically dressed up in like medieval fair, like Renaissance fair outfits.
I want to buy our sausage dog that like chainmail costume so fucking bad. It's like $400. It's real
Ooh.
chainmail. Yeah. But I am there for it.
His birthday is coming up.
Well, I just like it has to be like wearable though. Like I'm not doing any animal cruelty to my dog. I will fucking kill myself. I mean, unalive myself before I hurt my dog in any way, shape, or form. Unlike you kicking him under the table. I can't believe you kicked the dog.
Still my favorite YouTube comment ever.
Of all time.
Yeah, I'm not sure who came up with the brief for Wolf tickets to do like a Renaissance fair thing with like a medieval theme, but it rocks. They're just running around in like cloaks
Did
with
they
like
wear
big
wigs?
swords. No, like
Will they wear wigs?
they've not gone full cosplay.
When will they wear wigs? I don't think
God.
Owen knows what I'm referencing.
God damn it.
Carry on.
Beck shows up towards the end and they've got her like crouched like a goblin with like a cloak. And then at one point she's just like walking around with a big fuck off like fantasy sword.
That's sick.
Like something out of Berserk. So
Step on me, money.
yeah, I'm just saying conceptually, great. A+. Love it.
10 out of 10.
Also musically, A+. But let's
Like
maybe...
the app
Yes.
that TikTok used to be?
Yep. Let's listen to the track. This is Fever Shack, Wolf Tickets, featuring Beck Weston.
Let's do it.
Fucking riffs.
That
Riffs.
goes fucking hard, dog.
Yeah, it's great.
I really like how I've watched the film clip also.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guitar that he's playing in it, and it looks like there was like a huge trend in the mid to late 2010s where people were wearing nail polish that like cracked. So you would put a like red nail polish over it, and then you put another one, like a black one over it, and it had this solution in it that purposely made it kind of look like when you go to a mud flat and the mud has all dried and it cracks into all different bits.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a huge trend, and that's what the guitar looks like. Please see this image that Owen's going to insert here, a display of the nails I'm talking about. Vibes, right? Vibes. And also Beck's little cameo there at the end. Iconic.
Yeah, super
Although
sick.
she's not doing the two-tone hair anymore, and I miss that. But oh my God, it would be high maintenance, that hair color.
Also, shout out to Beck and Terminal Sleep. They just announced some debut shows in the UK. Super excited for them about that. All the
Love
people
you guys.
leaving comments on our interview with Beck being like, come to Europe, come to the UK.
She's coming.
She coming.
She's on her way to you.
Just crossed 10,000 views too. So
Yay!
that's pretty
We
fucking
have a video
psycho.
with 10,000 people have seen one of our videos.
Yeah, psycho.
That is kind of, or it's just me 10,000 times.
I feel like we can't take credit for that. It's definitely the Beck bump, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's for sure Beck. It's
But
all
yeah.
her. She's incredible.
Very stoked for them. They're gonna fucking crush the UK. And she crushed that guest feature, and Fever Shack
She
crushed
killed
that
it.
song.
Fever Shack are sick. I like how they all look like they probably would be on my brother's footy team. Like they just look like
Complimentary.
a group of
course.
lads that that'd look out for you at a yard party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if you enjoyed that and you want more Fever Shack, all I will say is stay tuned in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Stay here. Paying attention.
Speaking of Nam/Melbourne, we
That's it.
have. Yep. Thanks, Google Maps.
Pin.
I'll drop something on you soon. We have a new single from. That's the thumbnail. Me dropping a fucking
Just
elbow on my wife.
Domestic violence is no joke, folks. If you're experiencing domestic violence, please reach out to any number of the resources listed in the comment section. I will literally do that. You should reach out. Love you.
Yes, we have a new single from indie rockers Slowly, who are back with,
Yes!
after tearing up their own UK and Europe shows. They were over there with Stand Atlantic, I believe.
That's sick. Actually, yeah, we did talk about that.
They've already locked in 2 more tours of the UK and Europe.
I'm so stoked. They're so fucking good.
Yeah.
So and they've had time to record.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So they're heading back over that way in December and then in March of next year. And you're correct, the 5th studio album is coming out on January 24th next year via Network Music Group. The title of the record is Forgiving Spree, and we featured the title track from that record, which was like the lead single. But we have a new one. This one is called Love Letters. And in the press release, it says that the track is, quote, a tender homage to the timeless tradition of sending and receiving handwritten love letters for Ben, which is frontman Ben Stewart. His way of conveying love is through his songs. This song celebrates that notion. It's a playful and joyous acknowledgement of expressing love through songwriting, capturing the essence of heartfelt communication in the digital age.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
And honestly, I love getting written letters, but as a dyslexic woman, hate writing. I hate writing them. Hate trying to say the word writing. Apparently.
Let's have a listen to the song. I've got lots to say about it, but I want your thoughts as well. This is Slowly, Love Letters.
Let's do this.
I'm out of your reach, but you're the only one who can hear me. She keeps all of my love letters, and she listens to when I send her every word I wrote. She takes me everywhere, so when I'm gone, I'm always there. She keeps all of my love letters, never let her go.
You all of my love letters. I love it. It's fun.
So good.
It's really fun.
It is a showcase of everything that they do well, which is just like impeccable pop songwriting with just like all the little kind of like individual member accents. So like the bass line is super groovy.
Oh yeah. The bass line kind of brings everything together, but the synth line, like it was giving like the wedding singer vibes.
Yeah, okay.
Which is, well, honestly, anything with a synth in it gives the wedding singer vibes to me. I really love his, the way his enunciation, like it's very Australian, but it's like very Victorian Australian, you know what I mean? And it just
regionally distinct.
It's so clean. It's like really hitting the plosives. Like it has a really interesting tonality to it as well.
I was saying to you while it was playing that like the way that the song is constructed, the simplicity of it, that jangly kind of like watery guitar lead that just like pops in and out there. Like it could easily be a 1975 song.
For sure.
And, you know, like whatever you want to say about Matty Healy, but like he is a charismatic frontman. He writes interesting lyrics and he has a voice that resonates with people. Ben has all of those characteristics.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he's a phenomenal lyricist. He has a beautiful voice. He's super handsome and charismatic. Like they deserve to be huge. Yeah. And it's kind of mystifying to me that they're not, but they're clearly starting to break out of the Australian market. So I'm here for that. And if this is the album that takes them there.
And just remember us when you're up there, you know? Remember us day one fans. We're out here slinging for you in the trenches. Oh, yeah. Come on our show. Come hang out in our basement and talk about your music.
We live in the same city. Like, we can make it work.
Google Maps. Pin dropped.
All right. I'm not done with Victoria just yet. I have one more artist.
That's here.
God fucking damn it. We're moving back to Queensland. That's it. Fuck it.
Oh, but we talk about a lot of Queensland, man. So I'm just going to be like, that's it.
That's true.
Also, there's a serial killer just chilling out in the place that we used to live at. So that's kind of crazy. I was severely agoraphobic during those 2 years of my life, though. So there's never any risk of me being murdered. I even talked to people who tried to mug us once.
You did.
And was like, hey, please stop.
Stop
doing that. Quit it. Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Go back to your house, which is next door.
Final artist from Nam/Melbourne this week is a alt pop trio called Nightlight. I'm not terribly familiar with this group. They have a new song called Nazumi, but the reason that I'm
getting deja vu.
Yeah, the reason I'm featuring them on the show is because they just kind of debuted a very slick visual presentation that comes courtesy of friend of the show, Beth from Act 4 Photo.
Love you, Beth.
Beth's helped us out filming some stuff for the show.
So talented.
She's also the partner of Chris, who's been fill-in host. So between the two of them, they've helped us a lot with photos and video and all sorts of stuff. So very
absolutely
talented power
wonderful
couple.
human beings.
Shout out to both of them. But yeah, Beth did a full like photo shoot spread for these guys, and it looks slick as hell.
Love that.
Super sexy, just like lots of reds and like neons and stuff. It looks fucking dope.
I just want every photographer out there doing like gig photos to know, because like it's a really thankless job sometimes.
Yeah.
Like going into I know there's a photo pit, but like going into it, you got 3 songs, get in, get out. That's a lot of pressure to get the right photo. And then it's just you're putting it out into the ether really a lot of the time. And God, they're insanely talented photographers.
Yeah.
I see all your hard work.
And what I like about Beth and Chris respectively is like they are kind of putting their own spin and their own mark on that sort of stuff.
They put their personality in it.
Which is like kind of hard to do because like that gig photography stuff can be kind of dime a dozen.
Absolutely.
But yeah, when you can put your own signature on it, that's how you really start to like break out and get your own identity with it.
I couldn't agree more.
But yeah, so that's how Nightlight got on my radar.
Hell yeah.
As far as Nazumi goes, I have a quote from the band which was on their Instagram because I don't have a press release for this one, so I'm just scraping the social feed here. But the band says, "Thank you to those, thank you to those who have heard Nazumi at a show or 2 or 3 or more and begged, pleaded, and waited patiently for it to release. You know who you are. Your enthusiasm fuels us, and it's now yours forever. Rat jokes aside," put a pin in it, "we hope this song gives you some strength to move fiercely and unapologetically through your life. You are beautiful. Don't ever let the rats get you down." That's the pin.
I hate it when I'm not a day one.
Yeah, we're not day one. So.
I want to be a day one. I want to be there.
Yeah, well, we're here now.
I want to be a rat.
Not sure what the rat thing is. I thought about like pulling that out of the quote, but then I was like, nah, I'm going to leave it in.
The day ones, no.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's intrigued me, and now I want to know.
Yes.
I'm going to go to a gig and find out what the hell that all means.
I want to go down the rat hole.
What are this? Anyway, what's up with the track?
Okay, let's listen. This is Nightlight and Nazumi.
Let's do this.
I feel lighter than I never felt my insecurities. Put my trauma aside, brush it off as 1, 2, 3. 私は綺麗かあなたはネズミネズミネズミ私は綺麗かあなたはネズミネズミネズミ私は綺麗かあなたはネズミ I'm a shot, you're the sea. Try me in and swallow me. Drop a necklace and a light to breathe a change.
Thoughts?
It was really sick, for sure.
Lots of stuff going on there.
Yeah, definitely. It was really cool. I like that it started with this like very raw vocal track that sounded like it could have been recorded in like your friend's garage, but then it moved into that very like overproduced in a good way, like metalcore, like the sound that we've all grown to know and love. But I think it's really interesting to start it there and move through to there. But it also makes me wonder, like, maybe the vocal track stays that way the whole way through, but because you've got like these glistening guitar tracks and this like, you know, punch you in the throat drum track, it glosses it up naturally as well.
Yeah, like they're building it up kind of layer by layer.
Yeah, for sure. Like an ogre or an onion.
Yes. I do feel like there's a lot of different influences going on there. Like I pick up on a lot of like J-pop kind of influence.
Yeah.
But then it's like obviously like quite heavier. There's like a pseudo breakdown with like a very like drum machine.
Well, Japanese
kind of
metalcore is fucking huge right now.
Yeah,
so.
I'm thinking of like Maximum the Hormone,
Yeah.
Baby Metal, that sort of stuff.
Incredible.
Like it's definitely in that kind of wheelhouse, but yeah, I think it's catchy.
Just like
I don't know what an Azumi is, but it's
I
catchy.
googled it. It means mouse. It's also a character from One Piece.
That explains the rat thing.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe it just means like critter, like, or like, I guess,
Critter.
like, can it be applied to both? Is my question.
do not know.
Japanese speaking fans, please help my gaijin ass out with this one. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really interesting. And I just like, it's so sick to hear like a local band, although they don't feel local. They feel stadium
No.
good. They
Yeah.
sound so incredible. Like, but ultimately, like at the end of the day, I could totally just go to a house gig and see these guys play. And that's
Totally.
kind of wild. That's one of my favorite things about this city. It's about the culture, man, and the coffee. I don't drink coffee.
All right, well, that's enough Melbourne chit chat. Final track for Side A this week. We have a new one from Californian punk rock supergroup Weite.
Oh,
These guys have members of Stick to Your Guns, Sam-I-Am, Joyce Manor, Painted Black,
power group.
all incredible bands. So they
What is it? Where they put all the rings together and they become
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet. That's them.
They have a new music video for a new track. This one is called Despairia.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool. It features guest vocals from Heart Attack Man's Eric Egan.
Oh, Eric.
Yes.
Eric.
Eric. The video for the track is super interesting. It was directed by Anthony Altamura, and it leans into like an analog 70s horror vibe. It has like a vintage
Ooh.
Halloween kind of thing to it.
Nice. Stranger Things.
Which I believe is like why they released it in this particular week, because it is the end of
It's spoopy
October
season.
and spoopy season.
It's spoopy season. Oh man, I gotta stop saying millennial coded shit.
Last month, the band dropped another track and another video for I Should Have Brought a Gun. So that's 2 singles, 2 music videos. Makes me think that they're probably gearing up for a new album.
Makes me think that they're probably gonna bring a gun one time.
We also had friend of the show, Jesse Barnett, on the podcast.
We did.
He was here for Stick to Your Guns. We did an interview at the forum.
Great interview.
He's also the frontman for Ways Away.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get a chance to chat about that band or any kind of new material.
Bummer.
So that's a bit of a bummer.
I always love talking to artists about their side projects because you see their little faces light up.
Yeah.
They're like, you care about my shit.
yeah.
And we do. We're nerds. We
do.
love you.
Which is why I wanted to feature it now. But yeah, go check that out. Great episode. Jesse's awesome.
Oh, it's so good.
He's a talented guy, and I like that he can do the rah-rahs and the sing-sings.
He's got the catalog. Yeah, we'll go with that. Resume.
Yeah, there you go. The
Yeah.
CV.
The curriculum vitae. So what is
Curriculum vitae.
it? Oh, cool. Is it Latin?
Latin.
Latin.
This is Ways Away, Despairia.
Let's do this.
Disaster now in my mind and I can't seem to figure it out. Take a knee on what I'm seeing now, and I slip through the afternoon. Then I run from room to room. Do you ever get
Free vocal track ever in a like category of like all 3 vocalists from Alexis on Fire.
That was, are we back on?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to cut all of this. But there was a bit in the chat with the guys from Planes where they were like, and I clipped this for like the reel and stuff, where they were talking about like, obviously they can't tour the record and play it live because Garrett's dead. So, and they were just like, yeah, like we don't really know how that would work. Like whether it would be a tribute and we get people to come up and sing, like no one really can sing like him. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But it got me thinking, and I was like, who would be like the best possible fit? It's Wade from Alexis.
Yeah.
He has the whiskey.
You're right.
He has the whiskey vocal. He used to do like a folk projects.
Yeah, he did.
He's got the Doom Children thing. Like, he could do it.
He could totally do it.
He could totally do
and
it.
I'd be there for it.
And Garrett also was on an Alexis
Yeah, that's a
track.
great
So,
track.
like,
Great track.
You know that, like, it would work.
Yeah.
But I
Call
didn't.
me if there is fire.
Yeah. So, like, to the point that you made about Mastodon and, like, not wanting to insert myself, I didn't say that to
You're
them.
like, hey, you should get away. You should get away.
Because, like, it's not my place, you know?
Yeah, I want you to burn first.
Okay, let's talk about the track. What did you think about Desperia?
I think it was like a fun mix between like Foo Fighters
Okay.
for a mainstream vibe.
Color in the Shape, Foo Fighters.
Sure.
Not Dave Grohl having a fucking child out of wedlock.
I mean, you know, who hasn't at the end of the day?
What you said.
Several children out of wedlock. No, I don't. I don't at all. But
News to me.
and then like maybe like a bit of Blink 182 in there.
Okay.
And then for the vocal line, I was like, oh, we've got like maybe a bit of Hope's Fall, and that's what I ended with, was some sort of crossover between like a Wade and George vocal.
Yeah, Jesse definitely has like a little bit of a gravel kind of like throat texture.
Fry in there.
Yeah. Which I think lends itself to this music very well. I was saying to you that it's very like fest punk adjacent. Like, I know that they're playing shows with Hot Water Music, which totally makes sense. Plus, you've got guys from Sam I Am and Joyce Manor and stuff in there. So, like, very much in that,
I could
like,
see that perfectly.
that contemporary punk world that has a lot of slippage between, like, late 90s, 2000s to kind
a little
of
bit
now.
of color bleed.
Yeah. I think it's catchy, and clearly they're working on something new, and I can't wait to hear it.
Me too. Song good.
Song is good. That brings us to the end of side A.
Oh.
So if you would like to watch the rest of the show, you can head on over to the TPD Patreon,
Come on over.
patreon.com/tpdpod. We will continue the show, 5 more tracks over there. We're going to be talking about the feature album. We've got heaps of stuff to get through. Come hang out.
Yeah, come do it. Owen's going to tell us his secrets about how he keeps his skin so silky and smooth.
Yeah, sure. That'll be in there.
Yay!
All right. See ya.
Woo!
Woo.
Bye.
Subscribe now to the Pitch of Discontent Patreon to receive access to extended cuts of our bonus episodes, as well as exclusive behind-the-scenes content, monthly Patreon-only episodes, member-only votes, the TPD community chat, and much more. Go now to patreon.com/tpdpod and join for as little as $5 a month. That link again is patreon.com/tpdpod. Thanks for watching the show.